Imagine this. You just installed a new plugin because you want to add a new opt-in form to your website, you want to try this new shopping cart, whatever it is, and then you activate the plugin and boom, website crashes. You see the white screen of death, you can't do anything. A different scenario would be WordPress updates getting stuck and now you're logged out with seeing just the maintenance mode window. Actually, that is what happened to a friend of mine recently. He contacted me about a broken website. He was spending 130 euros a day in paid traffic campaigns, so he was losing quite a bit of money. He got 3 to 5 leads worth on average 500 euros. So he was literally in a crunch. It turned out that he didn't update his WordPress site recently, and the hosting company enforced a PHP upgrade on him to PHP 8.0 that broke his website. So you could tell that he didn't update the plugins and themes in quite a while, but the problem was that he was losing hundreds of euros every single day because the website was down just because he didn't have a process to update the website. And that is what I want to talk about in this video. I want to show with you how easy it is to create a staging clone of your website, even if you have no idea how to write code. You can just click a few buttons like 1, 2, 3, and then you've got a copy of your website where you can test new features, where you can install plugin updates or theme updates safely, where you can update WordPress core, and all of that without touching a single line of code. You have a safe environment to test, to play around, to experiment, and then when things work, you move the updated version onto your production website so that you don't interrupt your lead generation processes, you still drive those sales from your shopping cart, and you keep your website up to date. And all of this with a tool called Blogvault that we'll talk about in this video. Now, coming back to my friend's story, he didn't update the plugins and themes because he thought that might break his website. Ironically, the opposite was the case. By not installing the updates, he broke his website once PHP was upgraded. And I am supported by Blogvault. They are sponsoring this video, but I am a long-term user and friend with the team as well, and I know that their plugin is amazing. And I'm not going to tell you to just go with Blogvault and not check out other alternatives, but I'll show you how I use Blogvault in my own processes and how you can do the same and how easy it is. And this simplicity and the stability of managing over 1 million websites with backups, with security, gives me the trust in their platform because they really know what they're doing. You can only imagine the amount of data they are sitting on by managing 1 million websites from sites like eBay, from sites like Marcare, various big universities like the University of Mexico trust them with their websites. So they better be good, right? Let's have a look at what Blogvault can do for us in terms of setting up staging clones of your websites where we can test new features, play around with new themes and plugins safely without impacting the production on our websites. So I am logged in to the Blogvault dashboard right now with my website jankoch.co, PHP 8.1. You can see 22 plugins, 21 active, 2 themes installed, 73 users. Those are the course members in my membership areas. There's a BFCM promo going on. Depending on when you see this video, this might not be there. And what I want to show you is the staging feature. So when we add staging, we can check which backup version we want to have. So this is the most recent one with PHP version 8.1. And let's continue. And now Blogvault is doing its magic. We don't have to worry about server configurations. We don't have to worry about manually cloning files or the database and shifting from point A to point B. The Blogvault platform is doing all of that for us. And I'll come back in this video when this process is completed. It will take a few minutes. There's no point in letting you wait here. So let's come back when this process is fully completed. And there we go. We now have the domain for our staging website. When I open this, I'm asked for a username and password because obviously staging website is not meant for the public. Blogvault takes care of that immediately. The username is Blogvault, the password is right here. Copying that to the clipboard And when I enter this, I now see a clone of my website that I can play around with. I now see a clone exactly of my website, even the tracking, the cookie policy and things like that. Exactly everything, even the tracking, the cookie policy and things like that. I can log in using my regular credentials. And when I now go to the WP admin area, into my password manager here, I can log in using my regular credentials to the entire WordPress admin area. I can do just everything in now my password manager. I don't want to add this to LastPass. I don't want to validate the rank math SEO data because, of course, and then I have full access to the entire WordPress, so there's no point in doing any SEO here. But I have no worries about being indexed because it is password protected, so the staging website will never show up in SEO data because, of course, this is and I can play around with all the pages and content, so I can install new plugins here without impacting the production version of my website. I have no worries about being indexed pages. I can update the pages so the staging website will never show up in the search through this right now. But essentially, this is a 100% identical clone of the website. I can install all the user data without impacting the production version of my website. Simply play around with this, create new inside Blogvault, test everything, and when I go back to the staging area here right now, but essentially this you can see that I have 27 days of the website to use all the user data website. I could, of course, extend the staging if I needed to play around with this. And if I want to test everything, and when I go back on the merge button to the staging area here in the dashboard on Blogvault, you can see that I have 27 days so Blogvault use the staging website. What on the I could, of course, extend the staging if I needed it to from the production website. And if I want it's not just blindly I simply click on everything, but it creates and then diff, which is essentially a diff screenshots of two pages, and then you compare them one to each other on the visual level, on the staging database level, different. And then it's from the production website. Changes together. It's not just blindly copying and pasting everything, but it creates data that might have been changed on the production side, essentially like new customer data, for example. And then you compare them one to each other on the visual level, but also on the database level was down 5 days because he didn't install the updates together, merges them together, so that you're not losing any data that might have been changed on the production side, like new customer data, for example. And there was nothing he could do about it. They couldn't remove, like my friend whose website was down 5 days because he didn't install the updates. That's a different conversation when another came and said we have to upgrade to PHP communication is, but the point being, with a tool like Blogvault, and they could have safely installed. There was nothing he could do about it. He could have safely tested them in a staging environment, go back to 7.4, and then merge the staging. That's a different conversation with another website without losing any data. But the point being, customers coming with a tool like Blogvault, he could have safely installed his updates. He could have safely tested all the good staging environment, and then merge if he had a tool staging website. And as I said, there are many about them. Blogvault sponsored this video, any data, but I know how new customers coming in. I know new form submissions that Akshat and his team email sign-ups, blog posts that he wrote, all the good stuff would have no problem recommending if he had it. I'm proud to be working. And as I said, there are many about them. Blogvault sponsored this video. Use the link below this video, or simply go to blogvault.net. Create a free account for yourself and give them a try. About their customers. There's nothing you can lose, but there's everything you problem recommending Blogvault. I'm proud to be working with them. And I highly encourage you to give them a try. Use the link below this video, or simply go to blogvault.net. Create a free